almost heaven. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country
I'm going to be working, hanging out with my friends, and playing The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered.
I'm gonna golf.
I'm gonna go to the Caribbean.
I'm planning to summit Mount Rainier.
I'm gonna go build houses in Mexico.
I think I'm just gonna take a gap year and then probably apply to a couple colleges, work the whole time so I can get some money.
My summer plans are going to Hawaii.
I'm working a lot.
So my plans for the summer are I plan on taking a graduation trip to Japan, and I also plan on doing a lot of work on a costume for next year's Comic-Con, and sleeping in a lot too.
I'm going to Mexico.
I'm moving to Paulsville.
I'm gonna, plant some trees, sleep, do that summer stuff.
I'm gonna go to a HVAC school.
I'm gonna hang out with all my friends.
This summer, I'm gonna go camping and road tripping, and I'm gonna go skateboarding with my friends.
My advice would be to join a sport or join a club.
Just settle in and don't procrastinate.
Always stay true to yourself is be kind of others.
Do your homework.
Don't skip class.
My advice to underclassmen is try to avoid chemistry.
Watch Terrifier 2.
Stay true to yourself. It's what's going to make you happiest in the end.
My piece of advice is just stay focused.
Don't skip. Get the assignments done on time.
Our advice, don't skip.
Go to all of the sports games. Drive safe. Keep your GPA up.
Join in a lot of activities and make new friends.
Don't get sick on days you need to take a test. That will seriously mess you up.
Don't procrastinate, you're only screwing yourself over in the end.
Be friendly to one another.
Really remember, don't skip class.
said, main man, you think shit sweet 'cause you're home.
Shout out to Miss Stewart. Thank you so much for one of the best teachers I've ever had.
I want to thank Miss Olson.
I want to thank Miss Gerlicher.
Thank you, Sophonius, for being a positive impact on the boys' Shorecrest soccer team. We love you, Sophie.
Thank you, Mr. Adamo, for taking us to Disneyland.
Thank you to Miss Hinman.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Ian Maturi, Ben Wick, Matcha Lattes, Net Spent, and my mom.
I want to thank Madame Stork for being a positive impact on my life and being a really sweet teacher.
I want to thank Lucas Dang.
Thank you to Mr. Kidd for being the best director and most supportive teacher ever.
I'd like to thank Quinn Burnham.
Thank you, Joseph Edward Olson. Thank you, Joseph Edward Olson. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, Mr. Cameron, Mr. Zach, and Mr. Gonan.
Hi, I'd like to thank Miss Slack and Miss Ruffin for probably being the sweetest and most understanding teachers I've ever had.
I want to thank Daniel Beck, Owen Etheredge, and Justic Maldonado.
I'd like to thank Mr. Gonan for teaching a hell of an A-push class.
Thank you, Miss Budarak.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Zach. Thank you, Mr. Mitchell, for allowing me to express myself all these years.
Thank you, Mr. Bruns.
I want to thank Miss Hinman for always being like a really chill teacher.
Shout out Mr. Adamo for helping me find a love of Bigfoot.
Thank you, Miss Henson, for being the best advisor.
Thank you, Mr. Mann and Mr. Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Kidd, for being the best teacher and director ever.
I'd like to thank the biggest biggie I know, Mr. Finau.
Thank you to Coach C and Coach Q.
Thank you to my parents.
Thank you, Miss Smith, for always encouraging and supporting me in my future plans.
I want to thank Danny Stevenson.
I would like to thank Addie Bundy and Miss Slack.
Wait, you can name multiple?
Shout out Mr. Kidd because he's the reason I'm caked in makeup.
I would like to thank Sophia Simak and Miss Rutledge.
I'd like to thank Miss Coquille.
I'd like to thank Trent Mitchell.
I want to thank Miss Hinman for always being so kind and patient.
Thank you, Miss Cobb, Miss Johnston, and Miss Breed.
I want to thank Miss Shea and Miss Hinman.
Thank you, Miss Winstead.
I'm back again. Thank you, Mom, Dad, my sister, my dog, Ian Maturi, Jesse Schweck, and everyone else.
As you move on, just want to challenge you to try new things, reach outside of yourself, do something that's maybe a little bit daring or that makes you nervous. And also as you go on, really reach out and make new relationships with other people.
Your path, your journey is your own. Resist the temptation to compare that journey to those of others because there's no one quite like you.
Always ask questions. I'm always asking questions, and when I ask questions, sometimes it comes with interesting answers. Like, is Spider-Man Jewish?
Kind to yourself, to take care of yourself, and to remember that that you work hard, that you have goals and plans, but also to be really flexible and kind to yourself when things don't go 100% your way.
Hopefully you have a plan to where you want to go and be, because wherever you go, there you are.
My advice for you is to glow up, and what glow up means is to really go into those spaces that you might not feel included, like maybe there's some imposter syndrome, and realize that you belong in those spaces.
93% of your worries will never materialize. So worry, feel them, that's okay, but don't let them, those worries make you like not act or live your life. All right, congrats.
My advice to all of you is to say yes to everything.
Mr. Mitchell, you want some drugs?
Almost everything.
Find what makes you happy and follow that. You know, I love making fun of students and I made that my job, so you can do the same. Good luck.
My advice to seniors would be to become financially literate so that when you get your first job, you understand what your benefits mean and you start yourself strong, because that will pay huge dividends in your long-term future.
So you get one wild and precious life, just the one, and so my advice for you would be to please don't ever forget that.
Whenever that comes, whether you have that passion now or that passion comes a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, it's going to be there. And when you see it, seize the moment, pursue it, go all in on it. And sometimes the passion that you have in life will come at the unexpected times. It'd be something you're not ready for. But when it's there, don't let it pass by. Make sure you go for it and chase it as best you can.
is a bloom, shoots up through the stony ground. There's no room, no space to rent in this town. You're out of luck, and the reason that you had to care, the traffic is stuck, and you're not moving anywhere. You thought you'd found a friend to take you out of this place, someone you could lend a hand in return for grace. It's a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day. So let it get away on the road, but you've got no destination. You're in the mud, in the maze of her imagination. Your love is down, even if that doesn't ring true. You've been all over, and it's been all over you. It's a beautiful day. So let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Touch me, take me to that other place. Teach me, I know I'm not a hopeless case. See the world in green and blue. See China right in front of you. See the canyons broken by cloud. See the tuna fleets clearing the sea out. See the bedroom fires at night. See the oil fields at first light. And see the bird with a leaf in her mouth. After the flood, all the colors came out. It was a beautiful day. Don't let it get away. Beautiful day. Touch me, take me to that other place. Reach me, I know I'm not a hopeless case. What you don't have, you don't need it now. What you don't know, you can feel it somehow. What you don't have, you don't need it now. Don't need it now. It was a beautiful day.
And then I'm gonna do.
Okay, you have to do it again.
Where'd all the time go? Starting to fly.
dressed up like a pillow, so she's always in bed. Flowers for the sick and dead. She's on the go, way too fast and way too slow. She'll turn to stone in hospitals and temple homes. And when the fall rises, somebody sighs, she's not in disguise anymore. There's nothing to keep you from falling in love. It starts at the bottom, it comes from above. Like pieces of a puzzle, like a hand in a glove. She gets dressed up like a pillow, so she's always in bed. Flowers for the sick and dead. She's on the go, way too fast and way too slow. She'll turn to stone at hospitals.
Keep it warm. Keep it warm. Keep it warm. Do it from back.
Tide rises, somebody sinks and is not in the blink of an eye.
Show mommy your excited face.
place, but it was really hard. Like, so you see,
Are you having so much fun? Yeah. The first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, if words could make wishes come true, I'd save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. Looked around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time with. If I had a box just for wishes and dreams that had never come true, the box would be empty except for the memory of how they were answered by you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. Looked around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time with.
winner, take a bow.
Can you sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star?